So this is the Arbella story, hopefully for the last time. I call it a second ransom situation because, like, someone takes the kid or the property, you pay the ransom, you get it back, and then it gets taken again, and you're supposed to pay a second ransom to the same party. Of course, you're not going to be able to pay that. You're not going to want to pay it. It's going to be either impossible or very difficult to pay that second ransom. So it started in 1998. I had two cars insured with Arbella. Girl asked to borrow one of them to help her grandmother move. I said, shouldn't you be getting a truck? She says, we're getting a truck. The car is to go pick up the truck. So she was supposed to be gone a couple hours. I lent her the car. She's supposed to be gone a couple hours. Didn't come back for 8 or 10 hours. Didn't answer her phone 8 or 10 hours. She finally calls me late at night and says, I'm so sorry. I was in a minor accident with your car. Your car's fine. It just has a few scratches on it. But I had to leave the scene because there's a warrant for my arrest. And so you're going to have to call the police and find out where your car got towed to and go pick it up. Everything will be okay. But please just say it was stolen. Don't use my name. I don't want to get arrested. So this girl is from Dorchester, Mattapan area, named Ebony Morrison. I know she's going to consider me a snitch if I use her name, right? Possibly I even get beat up or something. And it didn't seem to matter to me whether the car was taken by her or unknown persons. I was just going to go pick it up. So I did as she asked. And when I got there, I don't know, a couple days later, the next morning or whatever it was, the car is major damage. I should tell you, first of all, that I've been declared completely and permanently disabled by 3 different doctors for mental, neurological, combination of hereditary and environment brain damage. Anyways, that's a whole other story, but my brain freezes up sometimes when I need it the most, usually. So anyways, I'm telling you that because I can come across as evasive or untruthful or something when I hesitate, but it's just, my brain doesn't work so well. Anyways, so where were we here? So when I did get to see the car, it was much more than little scratches, and I had to file a claim at that point, and I guess I stuck with the, there's already a police report that it was stolen by unknown persons, and I guess I stuck with that story when I reported it to Arbella. So the claim was not paid right away because the police report, the police didn't close out the report or something. So in fairly short order, like a matter of a few weeks, I think, I came clean with the police and told them what actually happened, and also told Arbella what actually happened. So the police, they said, look, when you came clean with us, that was on a recorded line. We're going to have to charge you with false report of vehicle theft. But I think they understood that I was a victim, not a criminal, because the prosecutor offered to drop the case after 3 months if I stayed out of trouble. That's called a CWOF, C-W-O-F, continuation without a finding. So over at Arbella, the case got transferred to Kevin Lynch, special investigator. So he had already heard the full and correct story before he started dealing with me. And then our first meeting, he asked me to tell him again what happened in my own words. And I told him I made one embellishment, which is that I said that the girl's boyfriend had threatened to beat me up, which wasn't true. That was a possibility, but it didn't actually happen. Other than that, I was completely 100% honest with him. And I can't say the same thing for Kevin Lynch. He had a really series of lies. So what Kevin Lynch said was, I like you. I want to pay this claim. He said that I could go ahead and take this offer of continuation without a finding, and that it wouldn't affect his decision as to whether or not to pay the claim. And I did take that offer, and the case was dismissed after 3 months without a finding of guilt or innocence. And immediately upon telling him that I had taken that deal, he said, "Well, I'm going to deny the claim." And remember, he had just said he wanted to pay the claim, and taking that deal wasn't going to change his mind whether to pay it. But immediately he said, "I'm denying your claim because you pled guilty." So this is like 4 lies now by Lynch. I didn't plead guilty. I wasn't found guilty. Everything he told me was basically not true. Anyways, so we got to, so what he told me I had to do at this point, he called me into his office, and he had a document all written out that was a claim withdrawal form. And he said, you have 2 choices. You can withdraw your claim, or if you don't, I'm going to deny your claim anyway, but I'm also going to report you to the insurance fraud division, and you'll never be able to drive a car again. You'll probably never be able to get insurance or drive a car ever again in your life. And so the funny thing, not really super funny, but the claim withdrawal form said, "I have not been coerced into signing this form." So I told him, "Look, you're telling me I'm never going to drive again. That's not coercion, right?" And he knew I had him, right? He knew he was full of shit, basically. But you know, I felt like I had no other choice to sign. I did. I could have let him deny the claim and then sued him for denying the claim. But I didn't understand my rights, and you know, I have, like I said, I have the brain blockage, which doesn't help when I'm this kind of hot seat decisions. I'm not good at thinking on my feet, so I withdrew the claim. So that was out of $4,000 or $5,000 car. I think maybe $6,000, $7,000 in today's money. So withdrew the claim. So I was able to continue driving with my other car and, you know, any other cars I bought in the future. Now that was 98. So 2002, somewhere 2002, 2004, I was taking a legal left turn and I got smashed into by this woman in a giant SUV, Expedition or Explorer or something like that, that was speeding up to try to get through the yellow light before it turned red. So we exchanged papers after that. Didn't hear anything for like a matter of months, maybe even years. And one day I got a call from Arbella. "Were you in an incident with this woman, Stacy Lucas?" And she's saying, you caused damage to her vehicle. And I said, "Well, she caused the accident, and she really didn't even have damage to her car. It was miraculously, she had just almost 0 damage. And, you know, because of the delay in the follow-up from the accident with Lucas, what I told Arbella is I think she's probably had another accident, you know, down the road a couple months, and she's trying to collect on that one. She's trying to, you know, to blame that on me. Anyways, so Arbella paid her claim. which was, I think, maybe $500 damage plus another $1,200 car rental and stuff. It was $1,700. The case goes to small claims court. Stacy Lukos, the driver's not there. Demetrios Lukos, the policyholder, is not there. I'm thinking the case is going to get dropped or continued. And the lawyer that was hired by Arbella somehow got the judge to hear the case. In my opinion, a improper trial. I was expecting the judge to drop. I should have asked the judge to drop it, and I think he would have, or continue it. But since I didn't ask, he allowed the case to go forward. And so here we have this hearing where I can't cross-examine. The other party doesn't have to testify, can't be cross-examined. And the Arbella lawyer didn't even have a report from the body shop of how it got up to $1,700 or anything. So, in my opinion, a total BS trial, a total BS hearing. The judgment ended up going against me for $1,700 and then somehow got up to $2,200. They never told Bolden and Bolden, the attorneys they said, well, we'll look into it why it's $2,200 now. But anyways, so then probably a year or two after that, my license comes up for renewal, and I can't renew it unless I pay this $2,200 judgment for the Stacy Lukos matter. So this is where it's the second ransom. I was, I don't want to be overly dramatic, but I was, scarred for life from this Kevin Lynch incident. I mean, this guy, I was walking around, wanting to just smash the car of every windshield in the Arbella parking lot or whatever. It was, it was a betrayal. I felt like really betrayed or something, whatever. It was, I don't want to minimize, I don't want to be overly dramatic, but it's, honestly, if there was one of these judgments, this is like, I think it's $2 million worth of psychological, emotional damage that Lynch did, honestly. So anyways, my feeling about the $2,200 for the last 16 years has been, I might not drive again for 100 years, but it's going to be 1,000 million years before I ever give Arbella another penny. So that's why I haven't driven for 15, 16 years. And it's been pointed out to me that I'm hurting myself a lot more than Arbella. But I think you see, the, the situation. I paid this original ransom by dropping my claim on the first case, which I feel very strongly should have been paid. And then I'm supposed to pay this other money, and I really, can't get myself to do it. So I'm asking that you waive that claim. If you don't, I'm going to have to find some way to pay it, but I'm going to just be in this really difficult position where I'm going to feel like it's just horrible. I just can't. It's just, I just feel it's wrong. I think Arbella should just waive that claim. It's just as a matter of doing the right thing. And I know you have the Here for Good program, but I'm not looking for charity. I just believe that it's, that was a legitimate claim that I had with Lynch, and that he was very dishonest and, kind of unscrupulous, overly aggressive. I know he's doing his job and everything. I guess his job is to try to get out of whatever claims he can get out of. But anyways, I think it would be the fair and appropriate thing to do for Arbella to just waive that claim, and I would appreciate if you do that.